Okay, today we'll be talking about adding, subtracting radicals, and after this, we're gonna get into multiply and dividing radicals. Okay, we can treat these radicals as like variables, right? We combine like terms, you gotta have the same variables to combine like terms. Same way with radicals. To add and subtract radicals, you have to have the same radicals. They gotta be the same, and they gotta have the same. This to the second power, this is square root of 11, right? So we can combine this. If you don't see a number, you can add to 1. This is 15 square root of 11 minus 1 square root of 11. So what's left over is 14 square root of 11, right? Final answer. 15, the coefficients here, all we did was subtract. 15 minus 1 is 14 square root of 11. Right? Step 2. Again, we don't see a number there, we add it. That is 1 times square root of 10 plus 4 times square root of 10. The coefficient is 1, the coefficient is 4. You add them together, 1 plus 4 equals 5 square root of 10. That's my final answer. All right. So let's take a look at 208. Says that's 1 times square root of 5 minus 3 square root of 5. Step 2, we take the coefficients, right? Big change. So that is 1 plus negative 3, which is a negative 2, and my radicals stay the same, square root of 5. Right? 1 plus negative 3 equals negative 2 square root of 5. Number 209. I have 2 square root of 6 plus 3 square root of 3. On these, right? This is a square root of 6, this is square root of 3. These are not like terms. So this is my final answer. Okay, now we got 210. 3 times the square root of 7 plus 2 square root of 7. Both my square roots are the same. So now I have 3 plus 2, 5, square root of 7. That's all it is to it when you add and subtracting radicals. Now we're going to get into multiplication and division of radicals. $2.19. That is 4 times the square root of 2 times 2 square root of 3. Now, on multiplication and division, your radicals do not have to be the same, right? They do not have to be like terms. In this case, you multiply the coefficients. 4 times 2 is 8. Square root of 2 times square root of 3 is the square root of 6. Find the answer. On multiplication division, they do not have to be the same. You multiply the coefficient and you multiply the radicals. $220. I have 3 square root of 5 times 4 square root of 2. My coefficients, 3 times 4, 12, 5 times square root of 5 times square root of 2, square root of 10. And you got to make sure that the square root is simplified as well. Right now, 10 doesn't have a perfect square in it, neither does 6. So this is simplified. $221. Negative 2 square root of 6. Times 4 square root of 12. Right? So I take my coefficients again. Negative 2 times 4, negative 8. Alright, negative 6 times square root of 6 times square root of 12. That's the square root of 72. Now, this is not simplified. I know that 72 have a square root in it, and it have a couple. It have 4, square root of 4, it has square root of 9, and it has square root of 36. So I choose the largest one, which is negative 8 times square root of 36 times 2, right? So now I know the square root of 36 is 6. So I have negative 8 times 6 times the square root of 2. Final step. I have negative 8 times negative 8 times 5 and 6, which is negative 48 times the square root of 2. That's my final answer. Okay, I got 2 more to go. 222. Negative 8 times square root of 3 times 3 square root of 11. Okay, I start off the same again. I start off with my coefficients. Negative 8 times negative 8 times positive 3, negative 24 times square root of 33. This is simplified because 33 doesn't have a perfect square, and the 3 and 11 are both prime numbers. So that's my final answer. Last one we're gonna go over today. is 223. 5 square root of 13 minus 2 square root of 12. Five times negative 2 is negative 10. Times the square root of, let's do that multiplication. 13 times 12. I believe it's 156, but let's just make sure. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Placeholder. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. So that's 156 like I thought. And I don't know the perfect square of 156 off the top of my head. So I know it's divisible by 2. So I'm going to start with that 2. Divided by 2. And that's 7, 14, 16, that's 8. So I know that I have negative 10, and then I have 2 times 78, right? Again, I know 78 is a even number, so I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on dividing by 2 until I get some pairs. So that's 3, 6, that's 39. So I'm going to step 4. I'm going to say 2, and the factor of these is 2 times 39, right? So now I know this one got a factor in it, and a factor of 3. So let's do this. 39 divided by 3. 13. And that's 39. So that doesn't help us out. 3 and 13 are both prime numbers. So I just take this 2 out. I'll take this 2 out. And I'll say negative 10 times 2, and what's left was square root 39. And my final step, I say this number, step 6. 10 times negative 2 is 20, negative 20, times the square root of 39. That's my final answer. All right, that's it for adding and subtracting radicals, multiplying and dividing radicals. Guys have a nice day.